Little People, Big World Spoilers. Farm allegations made against Matt Roloff. Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Little People, Big World Spoilers reveal that there are new allegations against Matt Roloff and his family farm. When Matt put it up for sale, his fans were shocked that he didn't want one of his children taking over the farm. Little People, Big World was recently canceled as well, and fans of the show have been upset over everything that has happened. This past week, one of the Roloff wives decided to come out about some allegations. Let's take a closer look at what they have said. There was a lot of tension when the farm went up for sale. There is quite a legacy behind the farm, and of course, fans wanted nothing more than to see a Roloff child claim the farm. This isn't what happened, though. Matt put the farm on the market, and when two of his sons bid, Matt denied them both. The selling of the farm hurt a lot of feelings in the Roloff family. Zach and Tori Roloff were hurt by it after being denied the farm. This hit them hard, but they ended up finding a farm of their own and moving pretty far from the Roloffs. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff also bid on the farm and were denied. They remained close to Matt, but they also moved pretty far away from him. The allegations. One of the sons, Jacob Roloff, stayed in the area and has been helping Matt with the farm for years. Jacob has stayed out of the spotlight due to some things that happened to him in the past. To fans, it always seemed as if Jacob would always inherit the farm. Isabel Roloff, Jacob's wife, has recently come out about Jacob and the farm. On social media, one of her fans asked her about Jacob taking over the farm. She told them, "We can't afford to buy it from Matt fully, but we do love living here while we can, and Jacob takes good care of it." Her fans weren't sure if she was avoiding the question, but a few of them replied, "What's the point of generational wealth if you're just going to keep it from the people you built it for?" Isabel replied to these comments with a clapping emoji. Was this her way of making an allegation about Matt? Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Little People, Big World right now. Come back here often for Little People, Big World spoilers, news, and updates. Jacob Roloff addresses contradictions of living on family farm after leaving LPBGO. Jacob Roloff isn't too bothered by what others think about his living situation. On Sunday, March 30, Roloff addressed the so-called contradictions of living on his family's farm after leaving their reality series, Little People, Big World. Contradictions are sharpening, Roloff, 28, wrote via Instagram. This spring marks 10 years since I got my money from the show I was on for over 10 years of my life. I was 18 and finally had the agency to not sign the contract. So I didn't, and promptly left home, mostly due to disgust for the show and reality TV in general. He continued, "I used that money to build my world back again with my wife, rather than capitalize on it for all it was worth, for better or worse. And son, growing things and stewarding the land," Roloff wrote. "Raising my own kiddo doing the same things I used to do on the farm. Certainly, it has been insightful these last 4 years in a lot of ways, both materially, learning equipment operation, my own growing style, the systems for farming, etc., and retrospectively, what is the farm without a TV crew? What can the farm be without TV? Pumpkin season is no doubt still huge for us, and we appreciate those loyal folks who make it out every year," he wrote. "Looking forward to this upcoming season and more years to come. On that note, my dream would be that our farm can encourage a more localized community space, instead of so heavily relying on out-of-town tourism. It has been fun meeting people from all over the world, but I'd also love to meet some more of our neighbors herein." He also looked ahead to the future and shared a few of his goals. "What I want to do for as long as I am able is to emphasize and deepen a reform back to community-based agritourism," Roloff added, "to contribute positively socially by growing edible food for the community and being an intermittent space for community gathering, creating useful things and being the useful space. Little People, Big World's Audrey Roloff divides fans with controversial parenting take. Audrey Roloff weighed in on a super controversial parenting topic in a recent social media post, and fans had mixed reactions. The former Little People, Big World star took to Instagram on Thursday, February 6, to share a video of herself with her youngest child, baby Mirabella, sleeping on her lap. "Why are we so obsessed with sleep training in America?" Roloff asked in her caption. "Maybe it's just what the algorithm is feeding me right now, but it's crazy to me the obsession we have around babies sleeping," the mother of 4 continued. "It's usually the first question someone asks you when you're in the newborn phase. So are they sleeping through the night yet? Why is this such a thing to be achieved? They are babies. Their needs don't stop at bedtime. They will learn to sleep eventually, but right now they need us." Fans horrified as Jeremy and Audrey Roloff put several kids at risk. Jeremy and Audrey Roloff recently caught the attention of Little People, Big World fans after images of children playing at their home came to light. Some fans were especially worried about the children's safety. Taking to social media, many fans discussed what could go wrong and what the family should do. Jeremy and Audrey became known to fans from Little People, Big World. In the series, Jeremy's parents Amy and Matt and his fraternal twin brother Zach all have dwarfism. The show explores the family's everyday life, including the love lives of Matt and Amy's children. As seen in the series' 8th season finale, Jeremy and Audrey married on the Roloff family farm back in 2014. The two have gone on to start a family of their own, including their 4 children, Ember Jean, Bo James, Bradley Knight, and Mirabelle May. On Reddit, a fan recently shared screenshots of a recent addition to Jeremy and Audrey's new home. In the images, children could be seen playing on a rock wall installed in the children's playroom. As seen, the children and their friends were all dressed in costumes, like fairies and superheroes, as they played on the wall. In addition to the rock wall, one girl was seen on a climbing rope while another was climbing up a ladder. Caption in the second image read, "For those that missed it, yes, Jeremy, hello viewers, welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon." This whole rock wall in our playroom. He had a very specific vision of it, and it's so cool to see how it's come to life. All the kids love it. A smaller caption also read, "There's a little spot to top out in this corner." Wanted all the dirty details about her gallbladder after undergoing surgery earlier this month. Isabel. An update on Little People, Big World star Matt Roloff's health. Matt Roloff suffers from a different type of dwarfism than ex-wife Amy and son Zach, creating different health challenges for him. Due to their limited stature, they faced various medical issues less common in people of average height. The family has navigated numerous health challenges over the years, but now that Matt and Amy are getting older and are both in their 60s, they're starting to run into issues more frequently. During a season 25 episode of Little People, Big World, Matt had a health scare after a routine upper endoscopy went awry, and there were concerns he had esophageal damage. So what exactly happened to Matt, and how is he doing today? Plus, we take a look into Matt's medical history, which included several corrective surgeries throughout his lifetime, and how his dwarfism differs from the type his ex-wife and son have. In May 2023, Matt visited the doctor for a routine endoscopy after experiencing a sensation of his esophagus closing off and producing a significant amount of phlegm. In response to these symptoms, Matt underwent a routine upper endoscopy, a procedure that uses a thin, camera-equipped tube to examine the upper digestive system. This particular incident was shown in an episode of Season 25 of Little People, Big World. But just a few minutes into the procedure, doctors alerted Matt's fiancée Karen Chandler that there had been a complication. She was told that they were afraid they had perforated the wall of Matt's esophagus. They quickly ran some tests to check his esophagus and confirmed that it hadn't been punctured. However, doctors came to an unexpected realization. Matt's esophagus was too large for his body. Despite Matt's small stature, doctors discovered he has a normal-sized esophagus. This unexpected size difference caused the esophagus to become kinked. In a confessional, Karen explained to Matt, "So the doctor said yours is longer than your body can handle, so it's pushed to the side. Poor little esophagus all crammed in there and kinked over." Additionally, doctors identified that Matt had significant acid reflux damage. Matt explained that the doctors did stretch his esophagus out to alleviate the closed-off feeling he was having, which was a plus. However, this seemed to only be a temporary solution. Fortunately, Matt appeared to bounce back quickly from this health scare involving his esophagus, revealing on Instagram at the time that he only took a few days off from work. However, he did note that more work needed to be done on him medically, although he didn't clarify what that entailed. Matt appears to be in good health and has since recovered following this scary hiccup, but it's unclear if he's still struggling with health problems behind the scenes. Amy and Zach suffer from the most common type of dwarfism, achondroplasia. According to Boston Children's Hospital, people born with achondroplasia have short arms and legs, an enlarged head, and an average-sized trunk. Meanwhile, Matt suffers from a type of dwarfism called dystrophic dysplasia, which is much more rare. It affects the normal development of cartilage and bone, often contributing to shortened limbs and mobility problems. Because of Matt's type of dwarfism, he needed many operations as a child on his limbs. In 2018, he revealed that he had 15 surgeries during his childhood had a rough childhood. Not from a family perspective, but just from orthopedic surgery, spending long periods, sometimes months, in a hospital with very limited access to your parents, Matt revealed, noting he spent over 700 days in the hospital as a result. It was just the way they did it back in those days, and going through some very painful operations. So I do think all of that sort of built up a muscle of resiliency and gave me a sense of can-do and tenacity. But despite all of the various corrective surgeries that Matt had in his formative years, he still can't stand up straight or walk without the help of his crutches. Given today's advancements in technology, someone born today with Matt's type of dwarfism likely wouldn't need an extensive amount of operations like that. That said, the high number speaks to how vastly different dystrophic dysplasia is from other types of dwarfism. LPBW. Jacob's wife Isabel exposes TLC and his parents, reveals Roloff kids don't get paid for the show's reruns. Jacob Roloff and his wife, Isabel Rock, continue to shed light on the hidden realities behind Little People, Big World. Over the years, LPBW fans have speculated about the fairness of financial arrangements between TLC and the Roloff children. Now, Isabel has revealed a shocking truth. None of the kids receive payments for reruns of the show. This is despite having spent their childhoods in front of the cameras. This revelation has fueled ongoing discussions about fairness in reality TV compensation and the Roloff family's internal tensions. Many longtime viewers believe the Roloff children were instrumental in making the show a success. However, their contributions seem to have been overlooked, especially when it comes to financial compensation. Jacob has long distanced himself from the reality TV world. Recently, he reflected on his experience and how he walked away from the show's money. But Isabel's latest statements have reignited concerns about the treatment of reality TV child stars. LPBW. Isabel calls out TLC and the unfair farm feud. Isabel Rock has never shied away from speaking her mind. Recently, she engaged with fans on social media regarding her and Jacob's current living situation at Roloff Farms. One fan commented that the LPBW children essentially paid for the farm with their childhoods, as the show was largely focused on them growing up. Isabel's response, clapping hand emojis seemed to subtly agree with the sentiment. She further confirmed that the kids do not receive any residual payments from the show's reruns, leaving fans outraged. Jacob has previously spoken out about his departure from LPB. He cited disillusionment with reality TV and concerns about how it affected his family. In a recent Instagram post, he reflected on how he took the money he received at 18 and chose to rebuild his life away from the industry. Isabel's latest revelations add to the ongoing conversation about the ethics of reality TV production, especially when minors are involved. Meanwhile, the debate over the future of Roloff Farms continues to create division. Matt Roloff had long claimed he wanted to pass down the farm to his children. However, when Jeremy and Zach attempted to buy it, their offers were rejected. Now, Jacob and Isabel live on the property, but they do not own it. Isabel made it clear that purchasing the farm outright isn't financially feasible for them. This contradicted the idea that Matt intended to keep the land within the family. J-Bob and Isabel living on the farm, but at what cost? The revelations about unpaid reruns have only added fuel to the ongoing tension within the Roloff family. Many fans believe that if the kids were never compensated for the reruns, it makes the decision to withhold the farm from them even more unjust. Jacob and Isabel have stated that while they love living on the farm, they have no ownership over it and are simply maintaining the land for now. The situation has created mixed reactions among LPBG viewers. Some argue that Matt has every right to handle the property as he sees fit. Others believe the farm should have been passed down to the children who built its legacy through years of filming. The lack of financial compensation for reruns only exacerbates the perception that the children were used for profit without adequate rewards. Jacob, who has been the most vocal critic of the reality TV world, continues to focus on his family and personal growth. His and Isabel's decision to speak openly about these issues sheds light on the behind-the-scenes struggles many reality TV families face. While Matt has not directly responded to these latest claims, fans are eager to see whether he or TLC will address the controversy. For now, Jacob and Isabel remain on the farm, but the question of whether the Roloff children received fair treatment, both financially and in terms of inheritance, remains a hot topic. Keep coming back to TV Season and Spoilers for more updates on Jacob and Isabel's revelations about Little People, Big World. Monday, September 16, to celebrate the wedding of her younger brother, Jack Body, with a slideshow of images from his recent nuptials. The photos included several adorable snaps of Audrey and her husband Jeremy posing with their 4 children: Ember, 7, Bode, 4, Radley, 2, and Mirabella, who was born in May 2024. Bode and Radley wore tiny tuxedos, while Ember and Mirabella donned fancy white dresses. Audrey, meanwhile, matched her sons in a strapless black gown with a slit up the side. Other photos showed the groom and bride, McKenna Body, exchanging vows, dancing, and waving from a balcony. Since before they left Little People, Big World, both Tori Roloff and her husband Zach Roloff have been candid about their private life. Despite leaving reality TV behind, the couple has shared the ups and downs of their family life on social media and on their podcast Raising Heights. And now, after an Instagram post about putting away the family crib for good, it seems that Tori Roloff was serious about previously saying she is done having kids. Tori might not say those exact words in the post, but the implication is certainly there. And Zach and Tori have their hands full with 3 young kids as it is. It makes sense if they made the shared effort to no longer expand their family and to instead focus on their busy life as a family of 5. And they've spoken out about this before. On August 11, 2024, Tori shared an Instagram post featuring hers and Zach's youngest child, Joza. In the caption, Tori shared that putting away the crib they used for 7 years and between 3 kids is a huge step for them. But she wrote, it's also one that enables Tori to watch her kids grow and learn new things in their next steps of development as they get older. This is another way for Tori to also put to bed, no pun intended, the comments urging her to have one more. Prior to this, in July 2024, Zach and Tori revealed in their podcast that they decided to stop trying for more kids. At the time, Tori said they would never know if any future kids would be born with achondroplasia, the form of dwarfism that their 3 children share. Zach and Tori follow a Christian faith. However, unlike some people assume, the Roloffs don't follow the same fundamentalist religion that another TLC family, the Duggars, follow. Like the protocols when it comes to having as many children as God wills. Instead, Zach and Tori lean on their faith, but don't let it dictate their family planning apparently. Zach and Tori were married in 2015. 2 years later, in 2017, Tori gave birth to their first child, their son Jackson. In 2019, Tori had Leela, and in 2022, Tori and Zach welcomed Josa to their family as their 3rd and final child.